all-time high, buy or sell? I'll tell you, buy. Buy. Michael Saylor style. I got 5 charts, 6 charts that say don't do it. Don't buy. And you know who sees those charts? All the legacy players, everybody at BlackRock, everybody at the hedge funds. And if they all buy into it, the negative signals, and they don't work, jokes aside, if bearish signals don't work, there's nothing more bullish. I'm going to show you the Bitcoin charts. I'm going to talk about Solana. Why? Because everyone's talking about Bitcoin, and you need to see the Solana roadmap. Today in Patreon, I debuted the roadmap for Q2 on like an emergency basis. Luckily, for all my friends who watch the market update, I forgot to put Solana in there. So you're going to get to see the Solana roadmap. You're also going to get to see what happened when Ethereum took out 130. So as this is being talked about on March 4th, 2024, Solana sits at 130. What happened when Ethereum took out 130 in 2017? Oh my God, you're not going to want to go anywhere. Now, I know we got Steve Mesa, Steve J. We got a couple people on the stream. Feel free to hyper comment in here because I can only see a couple of people. Knighton from Qatar, welcome. UFO Nut. When Moon. Dude, soon. Soon. You look at the roadmap, you better get it together, people. You better get it together. You got between now and the Fed meeting at the most. Squatch, low chase, Spartan number 300 in the house. The siblings from Australia, right? Stefan, Bid Boy Al, Cat D, Bull Runner, FD White, Brick Dreams, Sarah, Patreon Nation, Pancakes and Peanut Butter. Go big or go home. Notorious Love. Kim Craig is here. Rave Song Records. Rami, T-Bone, major promoter of the site. I appreciate you. Flying Tiger, Crypto Crazy, Polo Queen. Everybody is here from San Antonio, Polo Queen. Thanks for being international. No problem. Maybe a Band-Aid. Let's get it. The Schiller, Chap 452, Cloud. By the way, I also want to welcome anybody who is watching short videos. Welcome to the live stream. Please comment down below, either in the shorts or in the live stream, if you're one of the 8,000 to 10,000 people who are watching short videos on my YouTube channel, which looks like a video game in terms of subscribers. So I thank you, and I am here to deliver truckloads of value to you. Welcome to the stream. Costa Rica in the house. T-Bone is like, look at all the new people. New people. What's up? Right? I don't have to answer this question anymore. Who are you reading? Who are you listening to? Come on in. Right? We got the market update. And of course, this show is brought to you by my Patreon. Patreon.com/unhinged crypto. For $15 a month, you can get $200 a month worth of research. And you have this very subtle QR code here. And in the Patreon store, which all you have to have is a Patreon login, we have the Q2 roadmap, which features Fibonacci circle analysis. The Q2 roadmap available for the price of a super chat, $12. Why? Because I'm bringing this to you, because this is the cycle, this is history, this is the time. Okay. Traveler 88, only listening to you. Sir, I appreciate that. Okay, let's get busy. News, go. Coinbase crashes again. Bitcoin rally hit 67K, showing zero for customer balances. Okay, well, that's obviously not good, but let's review why that's happening. Did you know Cash App is out of Bitcoin? You want to talk about FOMO? Oh my God, great filibuster. Saluting you with the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. By the way, the link to the Patreon is down below and in the chat comments. Coinbase down. Why? Because everybody with a phone has got Coinbase on it. And all the normies are hitting the green button. Yes, crypto, you've been here for a while. Yes, you watched Bitcoin at 20K or below 20K. And now you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can pay 70. You know what, people? Normies don't care. Everybody who owns NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, blah, 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 in stocks. You know what they love? They love to buy high and sell higher. They're like, oh, NVIDIA is worth $1 trillion. Oh, that's a discount. Let's buy it. Oh, look, now it's at $2 trillion. Let's buy more. That's the normie investment mentality. So why is Coinbase breaking? Because the normies are just like, oh, look, let's hit the green button. Oh, look, Cardano's 70 cents. Oh, look, ETH is $1,000 below its all-time high. Gee, I better get some Bitcoin. Everyone else is doing it. Everyone thinks stocks, legacy. We look at finance textbooks. No, we don't. We look at the story. What's the story? We need a new form of money. How are things going at the grocery store? Coinbase, boop. The more Coinbase breaks, the higher it goes. Yes, you can have these flash dips because whoever has to buy, as in all of Wall Street with this Bitcoin ETF, right? They're going to take advantage of any dip that they can get. They may try to engineer a flash dip in meme coins. By the way, I'll give you the short version of why Bitcoin is up today, March 4th. The meme traders scared Wall Street. That's right. You are more scary than BlackRock. BlackRock is afraid of you. Let me say that again. BlackRock is afraid of you. Because what you guys did to meme coins over the weekend, you guys said, I want financial freedom. I want life-changing money. I don't have to understand everything, but this is a cool cartoon and it's moving bottom left to top right. And BlackRock is looking at this going, oh my God, look what they did to crypto over the weekend. It's like, we better buy first thing Monday morning because who knows what these nuts are going to do this week or next weekend. Willimeter with a $9 super chat. Sir, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Definitely. Definitely. Deeply. Okay, back to sharing screen. Brian Armstrong, the app's down. He's not upset. He shouldn't be. Okay, out come the squiggle line. What should you call him? Byron Cohen, is that his name? Right? Breaking out all the fancy lines in Bitcoin. BTC is headed for the blue line of power corridor. Benjamin Cohen is his name. Sorry. If Bitcoin breaks this line, it will go bananas. Man, you better look out for these guys. These guys keep track of these calculations. I mean, this does nothing but scare BlackRock even more. Just scared out of their mind. How the hell are we going to buy? How are we going to buy $500,000 worth of Bitcoin? $500,000, $500 million of Bitcoin every day. Okay. Again, the Q2 roadmap with the intermediate price predictions in the Patreon store. Just in, El Salvador president says he's still waiting for mainstream journalists to recognize the country's gains on Bitcoin. Yeah, he's getting old waiting. You know what, folks? There's nothing better for a bull market than doubt and denial, right? In other words, people who hate it, they can just keep right on hating it. Guy like this makes a decision, takes a huge amount of heat, by the way. So did Michael Saylor. Takes a huge amount of heat. Not for a day, not for a week, right? But for months. Like if you get a flash dip in this thing and you wind up getting stopped out, just put this guy's picture or Michael Saylor's picture up on the wall. Just remember something very important. Michael Saylor went to work every single day for 6 months with Bitcoin $20,000 a coin below his average price, or $20,000 a coin or more below his average cost for 2021, because he thought it was going right to 100K. That's a lot of heat. Appearing on podcasts, talking your book, having everybody go, hey, Mike, how's it going now that it's down? From great pain comes great opportunity. Bitcoin has made a new all-time high in 14 of the G20 nation currencies. Dollar coming up, right? In other words, you can have paper money or you can have crypto. At this point, I don't have to say it, but I do have to remind you of what happens if DXY starts to trend lower. We've borrowed some money in this country, and you have to start asking yourself, what happens if there's macro fuel on this fire? MicroStrategy surpassing its high during 2021 market, up 430% year over year. Get this. Do you realize that when the Bitcoin ETF, MicroStrategy got thrown out onto the road like your Whataburger garbage? Just, oh, no one wants this anymore. See ya. And then, of course, it turns around and comes screaming back, and people want to know why, because the market cap of MicroStrategy is approaching a level where it may be eligible to be in the S&P 500, which would mean that every S&P 500 mutual fund on the planet would have to buy MicroStrategy. Now, in past market updates and in Patreon, I talk about normies in bathrobes with 401k sitting around reading the newspaper or scrolling on their phone, and they may not know it. But if they own the S&P and MicroStrategy goes to the S&P, guess what? The entire planet is buying Bitcoin because they're all buying MicroStrategy. This doesn't say anything about what happens when somebody's got to figure out, where do I get all this Bitcoin from? Okay, Big Rich from Patreon, $10 super chat brought to you by profits from Bill's Patreon group. Can you check COQ Inu? All right, sir, for you, we're going to check COQ right now, because Big Rich and the Patreon group have been giving me some serious help. Okay, so one of the things that you'll notice that's been happening across the markets is that when you take out resistance, frequently there's hesitation, assuming I have the right chart here. Okay, there we go. Right? Oh, somebody's loving COQ out there. You got company, buddy. That's good company if you ask me. Okay, COQ, you know, it breaks out. Look at the candles. This is a time when you're looking at specific candles. I rarely do this. So break out, go up, come back. Go up, go down, buyers. Go down, buyers. Draw a line, find support. If it holds, it's going up. And it's clearing all of this, meaning it's entering an air pocket, and then eventually price discovery. Okay? Now, there are reasons to be smart, but there are also reasons to get involved. If you get stopped out in 3 days, who cares, as long as you didn't bet the rent money, right? Get involved, because like I said, all these bearish charts that I'm going to show you in Bitcoin, if they don't work, what reason will there be to stop Bitcoin? There won't be any. I'm just telling you right now. So that is for Big Rich and the guys promoting and gals promoting my Patreon. Fun fact, the last time Bitcoin broke the previous cycle's all-time high, the price more than tripled in 103 days. That would take Bitcoin to 213,000 by June if this repeated. Well, I don't have that target in my roadmap, but all I can say about this is you want to get in Patreon, you want to become a member, and you want to get the Q2 roadmap. Just in, Bitcoin breaks new all-time high in sterling. Interesting. One of the world's most powerful currencies. It's been around for a long time. Ex-Binance executives to set up new crypto exchange. Looks like the media is being forced to cover crypto in a positive light. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF tops 10 billion in record time. Next 10 billion will be even easier. Hey, everybody, welcome to Legacy. What's 10 billion between friends? What's 1 trillion between friends? Crypto. We're used to thinking, the market cap is cheap. It's 20 million on this altcoin. Dude, we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars in terms of the way this thing can move. Nvidia would gap up, would go from Monday to Tuesday. That gap was bigger than the market cap of Ethereum at the time. Just the one-day move. And people are telling me that this guy and the 9 ETFs, 9 of them, right? Somewhere in here, there's a new name for these 9 people. Those Bitcoin ETFs are going to wind up in retirement plans. So it's not just Larry that's got to buy a half a B a day. Where are they going to get all this crypto from? And here's the thing that's funny from over the weekend. And this is like the mother of all points. If you were, I can't imagine the stress of being one of the people that has to go into the crypto market and get these guys what they need. They're like, oh my God, I don't know if we can find Bitcoin. What do we do? Okay, well, let's grab whatever's moving. What's moving? Dogecoin. Dogecoin. You mean I got to buy Dogecoin to hedge in case I can't get Bitcoin? How painful is that if you're some legacy guy? Hey, we got to buy some Pepe. What? We got to buy Pepe? Yeah. No, we're not. Nope. We won't. I'm not doing it. Oh, Pepe's up 50%? Oh. Okay, I'm going to lunch. I'll see you later. Hi, welcome back from lunch. Pepe's up another 50%. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. This institutional game means that crypto traders who are small can put big pressure on these guys. Big pressure. Okay, and remember, it's easy to make fun of legacy. It is. But you also have to remember from a humanity point of view that even though, they get paid more than the average person, this is a highly competitive business. And can you imagine on your resume, yeah, I was involved with the Bitcoin ETF and I screwed up and lost my job. Try putting that on LinkedIn. No. These guys are going to fight, compete to win. That's Wall Street at its core when it's not people behaving badly. So if you think these guys are going to sit around and get run over, you best think again. I'll show you the bearish charts and I'll tell you what's going to happen if it doesn't work. Straight up. It's happening. Huge mystery whale and sudden 65,000 Bitcoin price surge fuels secret sovereign bid and tech billionaire predictions. What? You mean governments and Silicon Valley are panic buying Bitcoin at the high? Well, it's much more attractive at 65K. Nobody wanted it at 20, but at 65, it's much more attractive. Buy high, sell higher. The mentality of sovereign wealth funds. Why don't you ask ChatGPT about the total amount of money under management and just say, hey, how about Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds? What happens if they buy Filecoin because Multicoin Capital recommended it? Never mind Bitcoin, right? This is all about Bitcoin. We haven't really talked about what happens if the equity market mentality pervades throughout all of crypto. Crypto now, the lesson of this picture is that crypto now has natural buyers. That means people who wake up every day and they have to buy crypto. They don't want to buy crypto. They have to buy crypto because money is flooding into the ecosystem from everywhere, from everywhere. Bitcoin ETF Meta is boosting BlackRock and Fidelity, which together have captured 79% of the inflows into, I love this, the newborn 9. Okay, so we've gone from the Magnificent 7 to the newborn 9. 9 Bitcoin ETFs, all scrapping it out with BlackRock and Fidelity. Now, what are the other 7 players going to do if they can't beat BlackRock and Fidelity? They're going to call the SEC and say, you know what? We want a DeFi ETF. ETFs normally don't have just one thing in them. We want Chainlink, Ethereum, and I don't know, Aave in one ETF. What do you say? How long do you think before those headlines hit? In other words, if they can't win with the Bitcoin ETF, the other 7 in the newborn 9 are going to have to answer to somebody and be like, hey, okay, we're losing to BlackRock and Fidelity, but I'm not paying you to lose to BlackRock and Fidelity. So what's your idea? That's where Ethereum and Solana come in. What happens if they want to do a layer 1? What happens if they want to go after ETH, Solana, Avalanche, Near, and Phantom? The Fab 5. Internet infrastructure, the cryptocurrency, or the digital asset, internet infrastructure, ETF. I like that. Somebody's going to like that, and you better be careful because rotating from memes to layer 1s to layer 2s to AI, half the market's up, half the market's down. People, this is the reality until the Fed has to flood the markets with liquidity. We'll try to talk about that without boring you. Bitcoin market cap breaks a new all-time high. Wow, it's at 1.27 trillion. Ooh. United States government debt expands $1 trillion every 100 days. Are you telling me that $1 trillion is a lot? I mean, in 2021, it was like, oh my God, Bitcoin's worth $1 trillion. You know, I'm at the top of Mount Everest. Let me put my oxygen mask on. Now it's like, meh. It's $1 trillion. So what? So what? NVIDIA went from 1 trillion to 2 trillion. Bitcoin could do the same thing. I mean, what do you want? You want a chip company that's filled with a whole bunch of people that are so rich, there's no incentive to work? Or do you want Bitcoin? Or do you want the ecosystem that Bitcoin will pull up with it? Like, how about BRC20 tokens? You're like, what's a BRC20 token? I suggest you find out. MicroStrategy looks insanely good, says Will Clemente. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael Saylor has suffered, you know, problems with accounting or problems with people's perception of his accounting. Suffered. This is a quarterly chart. Suffered. They put this thing in the S&P 500. This could be the next Berkshire Hathaway with some idiotic, shocking share price. Who's talking about that? Me. Just in, Bitcoin breaks $100,000 in Australia. Huh. Look at this. Just in case you're wondering why we're here. People no longer think working hard leads to a better life. Very heavy on Crypto Party Day. People, let me tell you something. All this boomer stuff that I've been talking about people looking for crypto for freedom, about people looking to crypto for something better, right? About the best way to push back against the forces that be. Who would have thought it was Doge and Pepe? Now, I thought it was crypto, but these people who think hard work, that they can't get ahead, you think they're not going to take their money and, like Little League Baseball, they're going to step up to the plate And whether they know a lot about baseball or not, they're going to take their cuts. That's what we used to call it in Little League in the 80s. Take your cut. Get up there and swing. You think people aren't going to come in? Yeah, okay, there's going to be wild volatility. Meme coins will go up 100%. You know, we've managed to catch a couple. You're going to have to listen to that because I'm selling my Patreon because I want you in there. I want you in there because work does pay off. I do the work. You read the work. You do your work. You make money. You want life-changing money? You got to get life-changing research, period. Or you got to get some research. You got to get good research. That's how you get life-changing money. Like, that's why I'm here. That's what the market update and now the Patreon and the whole ecosystem is all about. That's what it's all about. Steve Mesa, $400 away from all-time high. For real. Toby Ward is here. Daniel J. Don't ask 6 from Oklahoma. What's up? Okay. Loches, put him out. Okay. Loches, Spartan 300. Steve Mesa, bonk. Why not? Why not? Trader XBT says BlackRock is accumulating Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic Inu. Hey, people, they got a hedge with something. After this weekend, and this weekend, maybe it was meme traders or maybe it was them. People, BlackRock is afraid of you. They're like, what did we get ourselves into? Okay, now it's time for the market update. And we are going to start the market update by talking about the method that I used to develop the roadmap. Okay. Okay, here comes the screen share. Okay. So, this is Solana. This is the 2022 down market. This is the 2024 up market. Take the 2022 bear market. Trace it out. Flip it good. Move it over here. Look what we have here. Huh. How do you like them apples? We flipped it. We mirrored it. We used the bear markets, bull markets. We got targets, dates. We got Fib Circle Analysis. I can't believe what we're doing for $12. Solana, how about $250 by May 13th? I'll give you some bearish charts that you can ignore later. Now, going to the market update for more shocking, unbelievable Solana news, which again could be the next moonshot because the title of the stream is Buy the All-Time High. Okay. You know what that means. That's the Patreon store, by the way. Very stylish, if I don't say so myself. There's the roadmap in the bottom left. There's the Solana chart you just saw. Now check this out. Let's go back to 2017, shall we? And take a look at what happened when Ethereum broke $130, which, oh, look. That's where Solana is, $130. Okay, whoops. Oh, okay. So Ethereum breaks $130. It goes up to 200 and something and comes back to 130. Then when 130 holds, it goes up to 412. And then it comes back to 132, and then it goes into a range trade, etc. So, anybody want to get wild? Anybody want to get wild? I mean, I said Solana 250. That's pretty wild. This is what ETH did once upon a time. This is when ETH had no killer app. Like ETH was like Vitalik and Vaporware. It was like a Vitalik meme coin. Now, could Solana do that? I don't know. What happens if they talk about putting Solana into an ETF? I mean, in equities, all you need is like talk. I don't want to use the R word, but like if ETH can do this, you better watch out that something else doesn't do this. Because I remember this, and this volatility was unbelievable, right? Like meme coins are doing it right now, you know, up 70%, 5X, back down again. Solana, right? Do not underestimate what can happen in this market. Do not. Okay, so here's all the bearish Bitcoin charts. I've done this before in my life. I've just listed all these bearish charts, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's more important when it doesn't. Okay, so there's all-time high, and I even concocted a trend line off the, you know, September bottom in Bitcoin. By the way, this is where Michael Saylor started buying it at 10K. Draw some trend lines out. Look, there it is right there, 68.9. You want to know who cares about this trend line at BlackRock? Nobody. They only care that somebody came over and dropped $500 million next to the desk and said, I need all this in Bitcoin by 3 o'clock. So TA does matter. But the thing is, if it's bearish TA and it doesn't work, you know, you may get a blow off and it may come back. But generally speaking, if it does not work, that's why you got to focus. You got to pay attention, right? Now, Bitcoin dominance. Wow, this is scary. What happens if Bitcoin dominance goes to 58? There's two ways to get Bitcoin dominance from 54 to 58. You either got to have all coins go down while Bitcoin sits still, possible, or you have to have an insane panic gap move in Bitcoin. They have to just panic. This reminds me of Bitcoin at 50. Everyone was like, Bitcoin's at 50. I'm like, so what? It's a number. Now we may, I don't want to be as, I don't want to be a total lunatic, but we may be doing the same thing with the all-time high. Bitcoin is at the all-time high. Who cares? Is this where you're going to get a top? This is where you should get a top, but will you? If you don't, Bitcoin dominance is going to 58. It could just go parabolic like all those tweets. I got it right here because diamonds are very powerful formations. And this is insane how this thing breaks out, comes back, tests the diamond like to the number. And then Bitcoin turns around and goes up. I mean, if I was BlackRock, that's scary. Now, this will give BlackRock some comfort. So this is a Bitcoin weekly chart. Tom DeMark is known for having reversal systems. And when you have a 13, that means a top. And on the weekly chart, you have a 13 top in Bitcoin for Bitcoin on Coinbase. So that means Bitcoin should stop. This was Sunday night. We walked in Monday morning and Bitcoin was up 7%. So you could have a wild move. Bitcoin could come back to 62. But if this produces a top, that's the market update. We'll see you at the Fed meeting on the 19th of March. To gigabuy it again. But if this is not a top, that's where you really have to pay attention because I can see this, you can see this, and they can see this in Legacy. This is the kind of stuff that they use. So Bitcoin on a daily chart, we've got not only a 13 top coming, but we've also got a 9 top. So there's every reason based on DeMark work why Bitcoin should stop right now, which is why I brought up Solana because if Bitcoin stops, the bid could go somewhere else. The Bitcoin bid doesn't stop, well, then I just told you what's going to happen, right? ETH, same thing. 13 top, 9 top. Will it stop Bitcoin? Will it stop it? Honestly, I doubt it. Could it? I mean, let's put it this way. If the market stopped going up, and pretending you weren't 100% invested and on the verge of quitting your day job like my Patreon customers, you would probably want it to go down so that you could get some more. The title of the stream is Buy the All-Time High. What a shocking thing to say. Everyone's like, well, we're at the all-time high. It's going higher. Okay. But do you want to put an order in on Coinbase to pay 70? Do you? Was that easy or hard? Honestly, hard, I think. And that's why it could work. But again, these chart signals, Now we have a 13 and a 9 top in Pepe. Could we get a flash event in Pepe? Yes. Right? These people have scared BlackRock. Now they're starting to scare me. Okay. All right. I mean, if they ignore a 13 and a 9 top in Pepe on a daily chart and keep going, that would be shocking. So meme coins are great, but dips and flash events do happen. One reason you have to be at least intelligent in these meme coins. I mean, Doge, I think, is a different story, but you have to be somewhat intelligent, because if Bitcoin becomes a monster, that could put a damper on some of these coins. That said, would I get short Pepe? Like, I wouldn't get short Pepe with your money. Even looking at this, I go, everything I've ever learned about charts says get out of Pepe. So if you took profits in Pepe, okay, fine. That's totally understandable. But if you said, hey, Bill, do you want to get short Pepe? I'd be like, no, not really. Okay, look at this. Like, this is like completely the other direction. Here's a crazy statement. Steve J, are you out there? What about DeFi? What about DeFi? Like Compound, Aave, Uniswap. Decentralized finance is doing everything in a decentralized environment that you normally do at banks, which, by the way, could be in a bit of a pickle. So we have the government spending a lot of money. We have banks in a precarious position, and the dollar where it is a mystery. What about decentralized finance as a sector? If I was an equities guy and I'm looking at this rounding bottom, which is pretty much everywhere in crypto, I'd be like, hey, man, we got to look at this stuff because no one's looking at this stuff. Aave, Compound. I mean, I got a list. It's on the list. Santa's list. Oh, my God. What about Curve, Pancake, right? What else do I got? Oh, my God, GMX, right? What about trading in crypto in a decentralized fashion? Coinbase was down because normies are hitting the green button. So what about GMX? Huh? What about it? Does anybody know how to trade BRC20 tokens? I suggest you learn. Different topic. DeFi. Don't make fun of it. U.S. national debt rising by 1 trillion every 100 days. What's 1 trillion between friends? Now, ETH, same type of thing, right? Same type of thing. You have a 13 top, you have a 9 top, and you have this little dotted line right around 36.28. And the big question is, do they care? Right? I mean, this is every DeMark reason for a top. Do I look worried about it? Maybe I should be more humble. Maybe I should be like, maybe this thing chills out. Maybe it does. But what if it doesn't? Like, do you need to watch a TV show about crypto being stratospherically high? No. If crypto went down, people would probably be upset, but BlackRock would be happy. This would be very convenient. Oh, thank God. Thank God the normies, they left crypto. They got here 3 days ago, but now they're leaving. Stop it. They haven't even gotten here yet. Okay, you get the idea. If this doesn't top, this is a 4-hour chart. If this does not top, if these signals break at the all-time high, again, I pose this question to you. How hard is it to pay 70 for Bitcoin? How hard is that to just push the button and buy it at 70, especially with all these topping signals? Like, hesitation here would be natural. A correction would be natural. It would be welcome. The best trades are the toughest trades. Yes, there are bearish signals. Respect the technicals. But if the technicals don't work, that in itself is a technical signal. These streams are normally up for a week. In 4 days, we're going to find out what's right. The technicals or this idea that you better watch out for what this thing can do on the upside. I've been saying for a while that the only way to get a correction in Bitcoin is for Bitcoin and markets to get extended like beyond reason. The all-time high is just a number. It's just a number. Like everyone in 2017 was like, oh my God, it'll never go through 20K in our lifetime. Like after it went to 3K, we all looked at 20K and we were like, how is it ever going to get back up there? So not only did Michael Saylor pay 10K for Bitcoin, when it went to 20K, the guy issued bonds, borrowed money, and started paying 20. It was just an absolute animal. He's like, oh yeah, 20, whatever. Whatever. Now, the new Michael Saylor is BlackRock, and it's whatever for different reasons. If Bitcoin all-time high is on the front page of every newspaper in 2 days, the normie world is going to FOMO into the ETF, which, by the way, doesn't trade at $70,000 a unit. It trades like $32 a unit. Okay. Let's see who's here. Oh my God, somebody wants me to cover the coin of a president. Okay, well, I don't want to get permanently shut off social media, so let me say it to you this way. There are going to be multiple billion-dollar memes in the top 10 when this is all said and done. People have something to say, and they're going to say it in crypto. It is a core tenet of the 6th Street podcast that I do 6 days a week in Patreon Premium. It's kind of like me being your own personal trading and markets coach. Indie Rock Crypto wants Noble Token. Rudy wants Bill Coin. I would love that. Shep Dog is here with Notorious Love. What's going on? Rudy Roo is here. Welcome. Oh my God. G and Callie with the super chat. For anybody not in the group, get in. I appreciate that. Rami wants me to do Filecoin. All right, people. I'm not going to tell you where the Patreon group bought Filecoin because I'm going to be obnoxious. Okay, so there's two things going on in Filecoin. First of all, this is a bullish downward sloping wedge. Okay, to understand what a bullish downward sloping wedge is, I could give you this huge explanation. Instead, let's pull this up. This is SHIB. This is a bullish downward sloping wedge. This is what you get when you try to keep something down. You push it down, you push it down, you push it down, and then SHIB just goes, well, whatever SHIB did here, just insane. Now, let me ask you this. I understand SHIB is a meme coin. I get it. But let me ask you something. What happens when the hedge funds come in, and what happens when there's talk of an ETF for AI coins in crypto? What happens? Okay, you can say this is a rounding bottom. You can say this is a cup and handle. You can say it's a downward sloping wedge, or you can take the Filecoin chart and do this, which I now call Dogecoin technicals. Okay, you can just take this chart and go, and I talked about this earlier on and stopped talking about it, and I shouldn't have. Okay, here's a new game. The all-time high is relevant. Where is my coin and where is the all-time high? Every hedge fund guy I know, as soon as Doge broke out and went from 7 to 14, everyone's like, well, I guess the move's over. Actually, no, it's not. Because how much distance is there in Doge between Doge and the all-time high? Now, the person who asked about Filecoin is probably wondering when I'm going to cover Filecoin, and I'm going to tell you this. Filecoin, when the bear market fully took hold in September of 2021, was at $118. Let me just pause there. Let's have a moment of silence for bearishness in general. Everyone's like, well, I can't really buy Filecoin because it's kind of gone up a lot. You know, it looks like it's gone up. You know, it was at 3, and I didn't buy the low. And again, nobody buys the low because the definition of a low is a complete absence of hope and buyers. I missed the dip at 5, and now at 10, it's way too expensive. But at 118, I'm sure I'll like it better. Don't be one of those people. Don't. Okay. Christopher wants sheepdog coin. Steve J wants ribbon finance. I think we like ribbon finance. Sorry, I'm checking my notebook. Yes, I have a notebook. Us old guys have habits. We can't break those habits. Ribbon finance. An old axiom comes to mind. 2 things. 1, the bigger the base, the higher in the space. A key feature of the 2024 Q2 roadmap now available in the Patreon store. Notice how Ribbon broke out, retested this line, and now has popped up. The bigger the base, the higher in the space. And just a reminder, before Celsius, Ribbon Finance was at $1.72, and it's currently at 79 cents. Also reminding you, oh my God, am I brave enough to do this on the air? Let's see. It doesn't always work. So, not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but what happens? Does this look that much unlike the bear market? Like you take the bear market and you make it the bull market. Does it look that different? No, it doesn't. What goes down one way goes back up the same way. Two bass masters. Right. I have in the roadmap, I have a price target for Cardano, and I have when Cardano is going to get there. Let me tell you something. Do not sleep on either, believe it or not, Cardano or XRP. Let me ask you something. How many people are you seeing on YouTube these days telling people to buy XRP? Or forget buy XRP. How many people are talking about XRP going to $2? Man, you had a lot of people talking about XRP going to $2 a year ago. What happened to all those people? Where'd they go? If you look at the roadmap that I've got for Total 3, how's Total 3 going to do what I tell people Total 3 is going to do? You got a hint with Solana. That's got to mean Solana, Avalanche, Doge, SHIB, Pepe, Bonk, XRP, Cardano, all have to just moon. Arweave. You think it can't happen? It can. They are going to go after everything. XRP fundamentals, okay. Ripple Inc. is selling it. What happens if they're out of ammo? Cardano has no use. Cardano's no good. Wait a minute. Cardano is liquid. Now we have Arweave, and everyone thinks Arweave is up a lot, but Arweave has not gotten back to $42, which is where the whole Celsius trade started from. So you're like, well, I can't really pay Arweave at 28. And I'm sure when it was going down, you were like, I don't want to sell Arweave at 28. I don't blame you, but it was going lower, and then it was just downward sloping wedged. In other words, you got to ask yourself, if a downward sloping wedge triggered a move in SHIB, what happens if every downward sloping wedge eventually triggers a SHIB? Robert Wiley, are the big boys going to scoop up Chainlink? What do you think? Right? What's big? What's liquid? What's got a story with this cross-chain narrative? Rudy's liking the Patreon. I appreciate that. Okay. MOG. Oh my God. I had a good friend of mine turn me on to this. Patreon Premium. We got MOG up 34% and WEN up 63%. Actually, I was humbly explaining it to people on Twitter. Okay, with MOG, this is the Twitter post from March 1. We actually used the Fibonacci circle analysis to say, hey, if MOG does what we think it's going to do, it's 62% rally to the next Fib circle line. Fib speed retracement lines, Fib circles. All of this stuff is back with a vengeance. Chart analysis of the BTC cup and handle formation. Okay. Let's do it. Is there a cup and handle formation on the Bitcoin weekly chart? Oops, that's the Bitcoin roadmap. I can't show you that. Okay, so here's the Bitcoin weekly chart. Okay, if I had to draw this, this is versus Tether on Coinbase, so not a lot of history. I'm okay with that because we can keep it simple. It's a rounding bottom. And when you have a rounding bottom, you travel the width of the cup from the point of the breakout. So if that's the size of the cup, then your upside target is 78K. Okay. You can talk to me about Bitcoin being overbought, maybe at 78K. Everyone's like, we're here at the all-time high and we're scared. There's the mark work. It's the all-time high. Who cares? The real technical target is 78, not 68. And you have been paid all year to ignore these like media numbers and pay attention to actual technical bottoming formation. Okay. Right. CoinGecko has just announced a new token to express non-financial news or non-financial views through crypto. The spirit of crypto has been unleashed. It has been unleashed, right? And even guys who thought it would be unleashed by me sat around and looked at this, right? Like, I was like, oh my God, this is like happening. This is happening. Okay, VRA for Rudy. By the way, Rudy, man, you're famous. Everybody, when Jasmy went, everybody was like, oh my God, where's the Jasmy guy? Okay, VRA. Oh my God, look at this. This is VRA weekly. Let me clean up this chart. So we got a fib. We got all kinds of stuff here. So this is something I've used to find bottoms and resistance before. It's called fib speed resistance fan lines. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, there is the cup, right? There is the handle. So your upside target in VRA on one hand is 14 cents, 0.147. So on one sense, VRA on a weekly chart might be done. But look what's happened. VRA recently, let's like focus in on the candlesticks, right? VRA, okay, it got to its cup and handle target. but it broke the final fib speed diagonal resistance line. And then it's coming back this week to retest it. So the support is now 12 cents. Now, what's going to happen in VRA if it holds 12 cents? Okay. Just some common sense, right? This was kind of where VRA died, right? Like this was the end. Like it went down, down, and this was just at the absolute end, close to 12 cents. If this holds, I mean, let's pull up Jasmy. Let's pull that up, right? Everybody gave up on this thing. Like everybody. There's your bullish downward sloping wedge in Jasmy. This is weekly. Okay. And then there's May. Where did it go to? Oh, wait. It went back and retraced. What is this? Oh, yeah. It retraced the entire FTX debacle. It went back to where it was in April of 2022. And so is all of crypto. I mean, do you realize, like I said, think about this. An AI coin only 2 weeks ago was massively below where it was for Celsius. Not the all-time high, Celsius. Oh, Uni. Oh, my God. Uni is back. Uni is back. Oh, and by the way, the other one is Synthetics. Synthetics. I got to get both of those up here just because. By the way, did you know that Synthetics has been dead for like 800 days? 800 days. From great pain comes great opportunity. Wow. Uniswap. Okay. So Uniswap, because nobody's ever going to want to trade on ETH again, because when BlackRock discovers DeFi, right? When they discover DeFi, BlackRock's going to go, yeah, we're not going to get involved in this. We can't afford the gas fees. You got to start thinking about institutions coming into DeFi. You got to start thinking about DeFi, period. It could be on Phantom. Phantom going up 25% back last cycle. Phantom was like, ooh, Phantom is so fast. All the DeFi money went. I mean, they rotated it throughout all the layer ones. It was kind of ridiculous, but Phantom was fast. The bigger the base, the higher into space. Oh, wait, look what Uni did. It tested the top of the base. It broke out, and then it did a retest. Wait a minute. Did Uni do a retest? Huh, and no one wants to buy it up here. Oh, share screen. Shame on me. Would it be a live stream if I didn't share screen or forget to share screen? Okay, sorry. Uniswap, the bigger the base, the higher in the space. Dead for months. Uniswap breaks out, comes back down, retests, and then goes. Who wants to pay $12 for Uniswap? Nobody. You might get a wick down. Then again, you might not. What about Synthetics? Oh, my God. Oh, my God, do I want to see this thing go? Okay. I have, if Synthetics takes out 452, it could go to 606. You know, I know Wall Street has got the Bitcoin ETF, but do we need a decentralized version of AI Silicon Valley? I don't know, name it. Voting, privacy. I mean, is there anything in the world right now that doesn't need an alternative to whatever's out there in somewhat of a decentralized fashion? You know what I love? I love people telling me that like Ethereum is not decentralized. Let me ask you something. Is OpenAI decentralized? No, not at all. Not at all. Like Vitalik or Sam Altman? Synthetics or Silicon Valley Bank? Oh, that's right. They blew up. They're not around anymore. who's also not going to be around anymore. We don't know that. We don't know. Oh my God, more super chats. Gianni, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. People are paying for me to read. Get in. You'll accelerate your knowledge absorption and uncover a new level of thinking. Thanks, Bill. Your content is consistently top notch. Somebody paid you $20 for me to read that. That is freaking strong, people. That is freaking strong. I mean, at $15 a month, it is priced for the masses. It is priced for the masses, right? I mean, there's direct access. Patreon's got like a little chart thing, a little DM, like Telegram-ish Discord function. It's on a mobile app. And I'm like taking pictures of the screen and putting charts in. Come on over. Okay. Oh, thoughts on Peapod's finance. Oh my God, I got hosed on this. Let me bring this up. You know, one thing you got to do as a researcher is I got a Twitter feed full of showing off. We did great. MOG, you know, PNG, but this one I didn't get. And you know why? Because I fell from marketing. Okay, so in P's, this is supposed to be like a mutual fund type asset for crypto. And I loved it. I'm like, I looked at the website and I looked at the chart and I was like, oh, all right. So let's talk about small coins. Okay, so this is good. This is going to bail me out. So in any small coin, right, you want to see the 62% retracement of any move hold. And, you know, at P's, I loved it at 8. So I've got to love it at 4. Now, I'm a little bitter because, you know, this thing went down in my face. But am I hesitating at the 62%? Yes. Are there other people hesitating there? Probably. Should you use good risk management if it falls below there? Yes, because frequently what happens is you'll get the dip below, just like we have here, and then it should come back. If it does, it's good. If it doesn't, it's not. Don't lose money in stuff that doesn't work because there's so much stuff out there that will work. Let's talk about portfolios. If you got stuff in your portfolios, you know how many times in the last couple of days I've heard, thank God I kept my meme bag. Thank God I kept Phantom. You know, if you can remember why you bought it and it fits into this idea of sector rotation, keep it. If you bought P's at 8 and it went to 4, you can hang on or you can make different decisions to get that money somewhere. Final thought, paying 70 for Bitcoin, easy or hard? Not smart or not smart. The charts are going to weigh in. Is paying 70K for Bitcoin easy or hard? To me, it's hard, which is why if the charts don't work, it's Katie bar the door. Some old school stuff. That's the market update. We will see you next week.